Okay, so welcome to Coin Veritas. Thank you, Lucas Velasquez, our fellow Bitcoiners, to join us tonight. Hari ini kita akan belajar sesuatu yang menarik banget, yaitu tentang Bitcoin full nodes. So sebelumnya kita akan run through sedikit. Kita akan sekilas mengulang tentang apa sih tentang Bitcoin itu, apa sih blockchain itu. Jadi hopefully kalian nggak bosan-bosan untuk belajar tentang hal ini. So I will share a screen. So ngobrol tentang Bitcoin itu, Bitcoin ini sendiri dijalankan di blockchain teknologi. Jadi Bitcoin ini menarik karena dia bisa menjadi sebuah uang. Bitcoin membuat kita dapat transfer value dari satu tempat ke tempat yang lain tanpa harus berpindah tempat dan tanpa melalui pihak ketiga. Ketika uang itu sendiri adalah sebuah sistem kepercayaan, sistem of trust, Bitcoin memungkinkan, enable us, bisa melakukan transaksi apapun tanpa harus melalui intermediary, tanpa harus melalui middleman, kayak gitu ya. Nah, to have a simple understanding about Bitcoin and blockchain and how they work, mari kita belajar dari apa yang kita punyai di kehidupan sehari-hari. So, decentralized monetary network itu seperti kayak kita itu main board game. Kalian pasti tahu kan monopoli. Jadi, let's say there are 4 people, ada Alice, ada Bob, ada Charlie, ada David. Jadi mereka lagi mainan monopoli. As you know, kalau kita main monopoli, kita kocok dadu gitu ya. Habis kocok dadu, jalan, misalnya Alice udah bisa kocok dadu sampai ke Jakarta, dan di sana dia mau beli properti. Nah, in the beginning setiap orang memiliki duit, memiliki uang di tangannya mereka masing-masing. Nah, untuk membeli properti itu, Alice harus mengeluarkan uang. Nah, menariknya di permainan monopoli mereka tidak memerlukan bank. Karena apa? Karena setiap mata memandang, karena mereka bangun kepercayaan permainan ini di dalam sistem yang terdesentralisasi. Setiap orang memberikan konsensus ketika ada pihak-pihak tertentu yang akan melakukan transaksi keuangan. Jadi ketika Alice mau membeli, setiap orang akan menyaksikan dan memastikan, memverifikasi bahwa uang itu dikeluarkan oleh Alice untuk mendapatkan properti di Jakarta. Ketika Alice tidak mengeluarkan duit, nantinya nggak ada persetujuan dari pemain yang lainnya. Inilah yang disebut sebagai consensus mechanism. Nah, di Bitcoin Network sendiri, itu juga dijalankan peer-to-peer network yang terdesentralisasi. Maksudnya gimana sih? Instead of 4 people, setiap data yang ada, setiap transaksi yang ada, itu akan disebar di seluruh dunia. Jadi basically Bitcoin dan blockchain ini adalah public ledger. Jadi setiap pencatatan transaksi itu bakal di-copy dan disebarkan ke seluruh nodes. Nah, inilah yang akan kita bahas hari ini, nodes. Coba digarisbawahi dulu ya. Jadi let's say ada transaksi, Alice punya uang misalnya 20 Bitcoin, Bob 15, Charlie 8, and then David ada 3 Bitcoin, dan nodes ini adalah server dan komputer yang tersebar di seluruh dunia. Nah, gimana sih cara kerjanya? Ini yang non-technical ya teman-teman ya. Jadi let's say Alice send 10 Bitcoin to Bob. Dari Alice, duitnya bakal berkurang 10 dan masuk ke Bob bertambah 10. Nah, kalau di perbankan, kita kan bakal melewati clearing yang ada di bank kan, melalui pihak ketiga. Tetapi dengan Bitcoin Network, nggak usah menggunakan pihak ketiga. Tapi yang terjadi adalah adanya peer-to-peer network seperti ini. Jadi ketika Alice send 10 BTC to Bob, akan ada pencatatan from Alice dari buku besarnya di minus 10, Bob di plus 10. Nah, ledger ini akan di-copy transaksinya dan akan disebar ke seluruh nodes yang ada, setiap jaringan yang ada, setiap komputer yang ada, yang terkoneksi. Nah, setelah itu apa yang terjadi? Setiap ledger itu akan mencatat, oh bakal ada minus 10 dan plus 10 di masing-masing orang yang terkait dalam transaksi ini. Lalu apa yang terjadi? Miner atau mining nodes itu akan melakukan proof of work untuk melakukan konsensus mekanisme, memastikan tidak adanya double spending, dan ketika udah oke semua, legit, setiap transaksinya itu adalah uangnya Alice, akhirnya akan ada persetujuan. Ingat yang minggu lalu kita belajar, miner yang tercepat itu yang akan mendapatkan kesempatan untuk menambah new block di dalam blockchain itu sendiri, dan as the consequence, dia akan mendapatkan block reward, yaitu Bitcoin yang baru yang masuk di dalam sirkulasi. Nah, apa yang terjadi setelahnya? Diverifikasi, setelah diverifikasi akan disebar ke seluruh nodes, lalu diberikan ke Bob. Nah, tadi kalau di monopoli itu sendiri, yang pemainnya kan cuma ada 4. Tapi bedanya kalau di Bitcoin Network, sekarang kalau kita lihat di BitcoinNodes.io ada sekitar 12.376 nodes yang tersebar di seluruh dunia. Nah, full nodes dengan miners itu beda. Untuk gampangannya, setiap mining pasti adalah full nodes, tapi tidak sebaliknya. Nah, bedanya apa? Pertama, secara function, full nodes itu bakal monitor kesehatan dan keamanan dari Bitcoin blockchain. Rules-nya apakah masih sesuai nggak kayak itu ya. Dan yang kedua, dia validasi keakuratan dari transaksi yang dilakukan. Nah, sedangkan untuk mining nodes, dia harus kerja lebih keras karena dia harus audit dan memastikan bahwa tidak adanya double spending dalam transaksi tersebut, dalam penggunaan Bitcoin yang dimiliki oleh orang-orang, dan memastikan adanya secure of transaction. Nah, untuk secara benefit sendiri, di full nodes tidak ada financial benefit yang secara langsung. Nah, sedangkan di mining nodes, dia memiliki benefit financial, yaitu dia dapat mendapatkan uang, yaitu berupa Bitcoin yang menjadi reward ketika dia berhasil menebak, berhasil memecahkan quote-unquote puzzles itu tadi. Nah, sedangkan full nodes itu running untuk memastikan adanya kepercayaan kayak itu ya. Jadi kalau kita tahu misalnya di dalam jaringan ini, kita tahu bahwa sekarang kan setelah ada halving, jadinya kan 6,25 Bitcoin per blok ya untuk rewardnya. Tapi kalau tiba-tiba ada yang nakal di nodes-nya, dia mau merubah rules, kalau kita punya nodes itu sendiri, kita bisa menolak transaksi itu dan tidak akan ada konsensus, which is kalau tidak ada konsensus di seluruh jaringan, nggak akan ada transaksi yang dibuat kayak itu ya. Jadi ini menarik teman-teman. Nah, kita pernah dengar satu statement namanya not your key, not your Bitcoin. But in nodes, not your nodes, not your rules. Jadi inilah pentingnya, inilah importance-nya nodes. Ya. Lalu selain itu, nodes juga bisa increase privacy. Kita juga bisa know all details of Bitcoin transaction, which is kalau kita tahu, misalnya kita bisa cek setiap transaksi yang pernah ada dari tahun 2010 ya sampai sekarang, kita bisa analisis mana jam-jam yang murah gitu ya. And more, kita bakal tanya ke Mas Lukas langsung ya hari ini. Lalu kalau gimana penggunaannya? Kalau full nodes pakai Raspberry Pi 4, kalau mining at least kita pakai A6 kayak gitu ya. And that's introduction from me. So I know all of you already excited tentang gimana Lukas, teman kita, Regional Manager from Paxful for Southeast Asia, yang bakal secara langsung menyampaikan tentang hal ini. So, let's welcome Lukas Velasquez. Thank you for make this happen, Lukas.
Halo, selamat malam semuanya. Terima kasih banyak sih Mbak Pratiwi untuk udah undang saya untuk ikut acara ini. Saya senang sekali untuk share sama teman-teman yang suka dan mau belajar tentang Bitcoin di Indonesia. Yes. So, jadi malam ini kita kan ngobrol tentang nodes. Kalau bahasa Indonesia gimana sih? Nodes.
Kita tetap nodes ya.
Nodes aja ya.
Ada padanannya. Ya nggak Pak.
Ya betul. Kalau di bahasa Spanyol kita pakai nodos. Ya, jadi saya pikir mungkin di Indonesia ada juga.
Sayangnya masih belum.
Mungkin sih.
Ya.
Jadi saya pribadi saya udah bergabung sama Bitcoin udah beberapa tahun, dari tahun 2016, 2016. Dan saya mulai sebagai user ya biasa aja ya, beli, hodl, dan jual juga. Sebenarnya di tahun 2016 saya dapat gaji pakai Bitcoin. Jadi
Wow.
that was my first like experience with Bitcoin. So jadi I was expending, saya pakai Bitcoin itu langsung ya, karena saya dapat Bitcoin itu in exchange ya for my work, untuk pekerjaan saya. Karena saya kerja untuk orang di luar negeri, saya tinggal di Kolombia waktu itu, dan orang dari Amerika ada banyak masalah untuk kirim uang ke saya. Jadi dia mulai pakai Bitcoin. Saya juga dapat kartu untuk pakai Bitcoin itu di mana saja, kayak Mastercard atau Visa ya. Jadi my first experience was like I get paid in Bitcoin. Saya dapat Bitcoin, saya langsung pakai. Saya tidak pikir tentang hodl, tentang
Oh my.
ya itu gila sekali ya. Saya senang sama teknologi itu karena allows me to get pay ya, biar saya dapat uang saya cepat dan saya pakai langsung. Tapi saya tidak pikir tentang future itu, saya tidak pikir tentang itu. Jadi that was my first experience. I was just user. Tapi waktu ya mungkin tahun 2017 waktu Bitcoin mulai naik terus, I was talking to my wife. Saya seperti saya beli sesuatu hari ini. Mungkin saya ingat satu dining table, dan istri saya mau dining table itu dan sedikit mahal sih. Saya beli itu hari itu, dan hari selanjutnya the next day ya. The next day saya bilang pada istri saya like, wah, the money we spent, uang yang kami pakai kemarin udah, like we recover, like it's like we didn't spend. So it was like so crazy. I don't know if it makes sense.
It's revealed, right?
Yeah, refills. I was like, kok bisa, like, and my wife was like, wow, this is amazing, like, so
like you have limited money.
Yeah, like we buy something, and then the next day, the same US dollar ya, nilainya karena naik sih, I have the same amount in US dollar, tapi jumlah Bitcoin saya turun ya, nurun. Jadi waktu itu saya mulai pikir tentang, wow, this has like big future, like this is maybe gimana sih kalau saya tidak spend ini dan saya hodl. Jadi saya mulai belajar lebih tentang itu, and I got obsessed when I started learning. Jadi waktu saya belajar tentang Bitcoin itu, saya jadi obsesi sama Bitcoin, belajar tentang protokolnya, white paper. Jadi tahun itu ada juga the ICO fever,
Yeah.
Dari saya juga
in the ICO years, like
a
lot of ICOs happen.
Jadi saya kena scam juga karena ICO itu. Iya, karena saya bukan scam, tapi it's my own victim of my own greed, karena mau so but it was a great time for me because I learned a lot, dan saya belajar sendiri like, Bitcoin is really the way, like for me personally, like there's other technologies, there's other options, tapi saya mau fokus kepada Bitcoin, dan saya mulai bisnis di Latin Amerika dengan Bitcoin ATMs. Jadi saya share ini karena itu background saya ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa tahu where I'm coming from, what's my background. Jadi saya mulai as simple user, then I became saya jadi like a bridge for untuk orang di Kolombia yang mau beli Bitcoin. Saya mulai perusahaan di sana untuk Bitcoin ATM supaya orang bisa beli Bitcoin pakai uang tunai. And then I learn more, karena jadi waktu itu saya belajar tentang nodes ya, karena harus ada nodes, dan I learned a lot. Jadi di sana memang di Kolombia saya buat node yang pertama tahun 2019, like my own node, ya my own node. Tapi saya travel ke Indonesia. Sekarang saya lagi di Indonesia, dan selama waktu saya di Indonesia nggak ada node sendiri ya. Jadi saya pengen like do that again, dan saya tapi di Kolombia karena saya punya perusahaan di sana, node saya tidak buat atau setup sendiri, ada the people in the team. Jadi saya di sini Indonesia saya mau make this myself. Saya mulai cari di Tokopedia, di internet, dan saya dapat Raspberry Pi, charger. Saya akan share nanti semua like all the parts, all the components. Yes. Yeah, but the main reason why I decided to have my own node even here while I am in Indonesia adalah karena I also fell in love. Saya jatuh cinta sama konsep ini, yang be your own bank, like be your own bank and become Bitcoin. That's even like be your own bank is the first one. Tapi become Bitcoin was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do this. Why? Karena saya kalau teman-teman setup nodes punya sendiri, teman-teman akan jadi I'll use a little bit of English. But you become Bitcoin karena you have all the data since the first transaction, since the first block mine you have at your home. Jadi saya sekarang ada hard drive ini, hard drive ini ada the whole blockchain is here, the whole blockchain. Ini terima kasih buat Kadea yang kasih stiker ini juga. Tapi so this so you become Bitcoin because you have the whole record, ya. Teman-teman mungkin udah dengar Bitcoin itu adalah open ledger, ya, seperti Mbak Pratiwi tadi bilang. Tapi ledger itu di mana sih? Ledger itu adalah di dalam semua nodes yang ada di seluruh dunia. Jadi you think like if you like, karena kalau teman-teman suka, the whole open ledger, the since the first transaction, all is transparent, all is, if you really like that, maybe you want to become that and have this at your house, and have this with your power. Jadi I really like that concept. Dan alasan yang kedua kenapa saya mau buat node sendiri, karena I like the concept of verifying, validasi, validating. So every time there is a new transaction, every time there is a new block, my node is actually confirming and validating the whole information from that transaction, and is confirming with other nodes in the network. So jadi mungkin kalau teman-teman udah pernah dapat transaksi Bitcoin atau kirim Bitcoin ke wallet yang lain, biasanya kita cari hash ID itu di blockchain.com atau di Explorer, blockchain Explorer yang ada di internet. Tapi saya sekarang tidak usah pakai service seperti itu karena saya punya semua data dari ledger di node saya bisa konfirmasi transaksi kalau if it happened, what time it happened, from what wallet to what wallet, saya bisa konfirmasi itu di node saya. Tidak usah pakai third party provider. Jadi kalau mungkin ada censorship, ya, atau blockchain.com nggak ada lagi, atau Explorer apapun yang teman-teman pakai kalau nggak ada lagi, ya masih ada di node saya. Jadi saya juga pengen jadi node ya, punya node karena alasan seperti itu. Dan ya mungkin alasan yang terakhir karena itu ya kenapa enggak ya, like why not, it's so easy, it's not expensive, itu benar-benar tidak mahal sih. The electricity consumption is the same as charging your phone. Jadi ya daya listrik sama seperti cas phone ya, HP di rumah. So I think like yeah, it's cheap, no, it's easy. Ya, why not? And ya mungkin kalau bisa tambah satu alasan lagi karena saya mau juga mengajar sama teman yang lain, ya keluarga, anak saya punya anak yang umur 6 tahun dan waktu saya buat node ini dia sama saya dan dia tertarik sama teknologi ini karena dia bisa lihat itu nyata, itu she can touch it. Jadi mungkin dulu Bitcoin itu adalah dia tahu tentang Bitcoin dari dia mungkin umur 2 tahun. Jadi dia punya wallet dia sendiri ada ya. Jadi tapi itu selalu konsep yang sangat abstrak ya, nggak bisa dipegang, itu digital. Oh, adalah di internet, adalah di komputer gitu. Tapi waktu saya pikir tentang buat node sendiri di sini, saya pikir oh itu bagus karena dia bisa lihat dan dia bisa belajar lagi. And it's the same for my friends and family. It's like yeah, it's great for them to learn and see there is something real. And yeah, itu buat istri saya pengen tahu lagi tentang Bitcoin, dan kalau ada teman yang ikut ke rumah saya, yang mampir ke rumah saya, mereka juga tertarik sih, kepo. Oh, what is that, Yeah, so those are like the reasons why. Maybe we can go into kalau teman-teman mau kalau teman-teman mau belajar lagi ya, nanti bisa cari ya, like do your own research ya. Tapi kita mau lihat like what things do you need, device yang mungkin harus beli, gimana caranya untuk setup, dan how it actually looks. So maybe we can do that. What do you think, Mbak Pratiwi? Good? Okay. So I will share my I don't know if you guys can see. Bisa lihat?
Yap, bisa.
Oke, siap. Jadi
ya.
Gimana?
Infinity.
Oh yeah, Infinity
21 million.
Yeah. Yes. So Infinity is the fiat.
Yeah.
Tapi Bitcoin adalah 21 million ya. So okay, let me move this. Jadi gini, kalau untuk maybe I can explain this first, Mbak Pratiwi. So first is you can have your own node on a regular computer. So you don't need to buy anything that I'm going to show here if you have a computer. Tapi komputer itu harus nyala 24/7, 24 jam ya. Jadi itu ya nggak enak sih. Ada teman yang punya mungkin komputer yang tua, like old computer yang jarang dipakai. Mungkin mereka mau coba dulu dengan itu. Ya itu gampang sekali juga. Tapi saya butuh komputer saya untuk kerja biasa, dan saya nggak mau komputer saya hidup nyala terus. Jadi saya beli ini Raspberry Pi. Jadi Raspberry Pi ini it's not like something very special, belongs to Bitcoin ya. Ini bukan untuk Bitcoin aja. Raspberry Pi ini adalah mini computer, seperti microcomputer. This is used for, mungkin kalau teman-teman kunjung mall, the machines that you used to pay for your parking, like the kiosk to pay for your parking at the malls. Yeah, I think most of them they use this. Atau kalau if you go to the mall to the tempat mainan dengan anak-anak, and you want to top up kartu, I don't know how to call that, kartu tol atau gitu. Kios itu banyak yang pakai microcomputer ini karena kecil dan kuat juga. Di device ini, di Raspberry Pi ini adalah 8 GB 8 RAM ya. I don't know how to explain 8. 8, and it's powerful enough to do simple computing and computing task yang biasa. Jadi di dalam ini adalah think about this like a mini computer. If you want, you can even connect a display and keyboard, mouse. This is actually like a small computer. The difference is bedanya is the OS, the operative system yang kita pakai di Raspberry Pi ini adalah OS dengan software yang run node itu di dalam ini. Jadi kita pakai microcomputer atau mini komputer ini hanya untuk node ya, untuk software yang butuh untuk validate the transactions and all of that. So what you need is the Raspberry Pi sama micro SD card. Karena di micro SD card akan adalah the OS, the operative system. Teman-teman download OS di micro SD card, dan kalau udah di-download, jadi you only plug it to your Raspberry Pi, dan setelah itu you connect a hard drive. What do you call hard drive? Let me show. Dan hard drive yang direkomend adalah yang 1 terabyte, karena the size of the Bitcoin blockchain sekarang lebih dari 500 giga ya. Jadi it's better to have at least 1 terabyte so that you have 500 600 giga itu stored the whole blockchain transactions and blocks from the first transaction ever sampai sekarang. Jadi 1 terabyte cukup sih untuk beberapa, kira-kira cukup untuk beberapa tahun, how to say, from now on.
Untuk beberapa tahun ke depan.
Ke depan, betul.
Nice.
Jadi okay. So after you put the hard drive, you don't need to do anything else. Just put internet ya. Jadi kita pakai Ethernet karena lebih stable. And then you just connect it to the how do you say, colokan ya.
Benar, colokan. You are so local, I think.
Okay. Jadi after you do this, then you just have to log in to let me explain this. I'm using OS that is called Getumbrel. There is many other options, but I use Getumbrel because it's very, very easy, and I recommend. Based on my experience, I recommend to everybody because it's so easy to use. It's free to use. As almost everything on the Bitcoin blockchain is open source, and it is open source juga, and it's free to use. So after, I don't know if you can see the light there, like it's already connected. So after you do that, you log into your Getumbrel account. Oh, there's one. Okay, I just muted. Okay. But let me. I'm going to log in and show you guys how this looks. I'm a bit nervous because I feel like my bahasa is not enough. Jadi saya minta maaf dari.
You're doing good, Lucas.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. One moment. Share screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can see now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Jadi I connect after you plug your Raspberry Pi and to the electricity and to the internet. You have to log in, like create your account first and then log in. Tapi itu bukan, you don't do that on a website. You do that on your own Raspberry. You do this on your own network, So if you guys see, kalau teman-teman lihat, saya bukan visit public website, saya visit umbrel.local, and that connects to my private, device. So when I connect, I'm not connecting to the internet from my computer. I'm connecting to my node,
So is that mean it is your own server, right?
Yeah, betul.
Local server.
Yes, betul. Jadi if you guys see the last, I'm sorry for I'm starting to use more English because it's more difficult for me. It's a little bit more technical.
Okay.
Tapi if you guys can see, the last block that was verified on my node was 1 jam yang lalu. Karena saya unplug node saya untuk acara ini, karena biasanya bukan di desk saya. Jadi the last block that was confirmed on my node was 1 hour ago. Tapi sekarang karena saya udah get back online, my node is going to connect to other nodes, is going to start communicating with other nodes in the network, and it will start it's like if you stop for lunch in your work, and then you go back to the office and say, okay guys, what happened in the last hour, what's new, and then starts validating everything that happened. Tapi what I'm trying to explain is it doesn't get the information from just one coworker. It gets the information from many, from several other nodes that are, in many other places. So the information is more accurate, because one node can maybe lie to me, tapi it is very unlikely that several nodes that are not connected are lying to me. This, it's very unlikely. So it's more, I can trust more because it's connecting and, synchronizing to the Bitcoin core. You guys see this? Bisa lihat? Yeah. It just got on. Yeah. So it's starting to connect. I don't know if you guys can see. Jadi sekarang I have one connection with one peer. Biasanya connection itu adalah dengan 10 peers, dengan 10 other nodes. Jadi sekarang connect to one peer and it's starting to synchronize. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have questions. Mungkin ada pertanyaan Mbak Pratiwi, and I can show what else you can do and things like that. What do you think?
So after that, it will update automatically, right?
Yes. After you set up the first time, what will happen is it will start downloading the whole ledger, let's say, to your hard drive. Since the first transaction that happened ever, since the first transaction that happened ever. So you will see actually the first block, and you will see that within the first blocks in the history of the blockchain, there is a few transactions, but then it starts picking up, and you see the whole, I was watching when the first time I set this up, I was watching every block validating, and then coming back after a few minutes, and oh wow, in one block there is more transactions now and more transactions now. Sampai sekarang mungkin di block there is hundreds and thousands of transactions in one block. Yeah, there is a question here. Ada pertanyaan dari Cedric. Dia tanya, how long does it take to download the entire transactions from 2010? Yeah, berapa lama sih? For me, it was like 3 days, 3 hari. Then, yeah, with the connection, with the connection here at home. So it's not like, it's just regular connection. It was like 3 days to complete everything. And yeah, the other use of internet wasn't affected or anything. It was just normal. It was just synchronizing. Yeah, and then go ahead.
It will be depends on our internet connection, right?
Yes, betul.
Speed and so on. If we only use 20 Mbps, I think it will be slower the process.
Yeah. Jadi tadi saya salah, guys. I want to correct something. The blockchain size right now is 407 gigabytes. Yeah, bukan lebih. Yeah, it's more in my node. I have more than 500 because I have applications. So and yeah, jadi saya mau correct that. Minta maaf ya. It's 407 gigabytes. Jadi ya belum sampai 500 giga. So yeah, so depends on your connection karena harus download. Just think like you're downloading a movie that is 407 giga. The size, yeah, you know.
But if you unplug it, and then you plug it again, it just resum, right? You don't need to start from zero from all back 2010.
Karena all the
transaction process.
Yeah, karena all the information udah ada di hard disk saya, di hard drive saya. Jadi everything is there. It will just pause. So I tell maybe I can show. One moment. I'll see if I can show. 1 second, guys. Okay, I will share my screen again. Yes, can you guys see again? Bisa? Okay, good. Yeah, so you see that now it used to say 1 hour ago, you said, but now it's like more it's updated and I'm 100% synchronized. So, okay, so when you go to, I don't know, I just want to make sure that I don't show anything that is private. Like, yeah, there is something I need to hide, I think. Like there's like an address that connects to my node. So I have to hide that. I don't know how to hide that. But so basically what I wanted to say is that there's an option on your settings to shut down your node. So it will close safely your software, and it will allow you to unplug. And then when you plug again, it will just restart. It will just sync again, and nothing happens. Like nothing happens. So yeah, I wanted to show that, but in the same screen there's like some my private, let's call it like the private key or something like that I don't want to show on the screen.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And there is something I want to explain. It's like when you do have your own node, it's not to store all your Bitcoin on it. That's also something I was thinking when I was setting up my Bitcoin. Is like, oh, maybe I can just store my Bitcoin on my own node, and that's going to be like where I put all my savings, my DC, everything. But then it's actually not the case. So for example, the OS, the operative system that that I use, Umbrel, they warn you that, you know, it's better to only put funds that you can afford to lose, because one thing, you can be a node without having one thing is the node and one thing is the Bitcoin wallet. So when you get the OS, you sync with the blockchain, you get, you know, your everything running. You also have a wallet there that you can put funds there. But I had the misconception that I could just store Bitcoin on my node, and then I discovered no, it's different. It's two separate things. So jadi I only have in my node Bitcoin to, because I also have a Lightning node. Maybe we can talk about Lightning in another session, Mbak Pratiwi. But because I have my Lightning node, I have enough Bitcoin there to have some open channels with friends and play with some with some Lightning transactions there, and test Lightning transactions there. What happened when the hard disk is full? They ask, gimana kalau hard disk udah penuh sih, 1 terabyte udah penuh? Well, so the Raspberry Pi allows you to, it has more USB ports. That's so you can extend, but also you can just you know, get a bigger hard disk. I haven't really think about that, because I think it's going to be a while before that happens. I think, you know, like I don't think it's going to run out of space anytime soon. So I haven't really looked that in detail, but I see what I figure is I have more ports to put another hard drive, or I can just, you know, update to a bigger hard drive and maybe download everything again. I don't know. But yeah. What's the difference between this node and Lightning node? Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, I'll keep in English, guys. Sorry. So the difference is the Bitcoin core, the Bitcoin node is you know, is validating all the transactions on the first layer of Bitcoin, right? But the Lightning is happening on a second layer, you know. So a Lightning node is like two different layers. It only interacts with the Bitcoin node that we're talking about whenever you open or you close the channel. Whenever you open or close a Lightning channel, that is when those two layers interact with each other. So yeah, but when you have your own node here with Getumbrel and probably with other providers, well, you get the opportunity to host your own Lightning and your own Bitcoin node. But that's the difference. They interact with different layers of Bitcoin. Jadi Bitcoin node is not keeping track of Lightning transactions. It's only keeping track of on-chain layer 1 transactions. Only those transactions is keeping up and validating those transactions. Whatever happens between you and your friend on the Lightning network, let's say, is not seen by our nodes. Only when a new channel is open or closed, it looks like a regular transaction. Okay, is there any other microcontroller beside Raspberry Pi, such as Arduino? Because to run the node costs around 1 million rupiah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's other options. So as I said before, you don't have to run on Raspberry Pi. The service I use allows you to install it on any computer. If it's big or small, doesn't matter. If it has Linux operative system or Raspberry Pi. So you have the two options. I don't know personally the other options like Cedric mentioned, like Arduino or others, but if you can install Linux, I'm pretty sure you could you could do that. I hope I'm not wrong, but when you get to Getumbrel, you get the option to use Linux or use Raspberry Pi on to download the on the SD card. But yeah, I'm sure there, as I said before, you can have your own node running on any computer. The requirements is not difficult, as long as the main requirement is space on your hard drive, on your hard disk. That's the main, and internet connection. That's it. Yes. Yeah, maybe that's a good information we can give, like the how much it costs if you want to do with the Raspberry Pi. What do you think? Pratiwi, you think it's good if we share a little bit of the?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Let me. I want to log in and check the prices.
Actually, I made a summary, but I don't
Okay.
include the price. Maybe you can check it here.
Yes. Yes, that's good. Yes. So what I can do is, I'm actually going over my Tokopedia account to check like
Yeah,
the
we
price.
have to be supported by Tokopedia. I think we mentioned it several times. I think so.
I'm sorry, guys. I just love. So this is something this out of topic, but guys, you have to, like, my friends in Indonesia, like, you have to really love the providers that you guys have. It's so good compared to what we have in other countries. Like, for real, like, yeah, I have like, this is crazy, but I've had like worse experiences with Amazon than with many providers here in Indonesia. It's crazy. It's the logistics and everything here in Indonesia is pretty crazy. Like, you guys are super amazing. So I'll say, when I purchased my Raspberry Pi, it was like 1.5. There's several prices that you will find online, but it was like 1,5 juta for my Raspberry Pi, the M4 model B, with 8 gigas of RAM. And then after, besides the Raspberry Pi, you have to buy an adapter. And when I was reading in the forums, I saw that one of the main issues that people were having is with third-party adapters. They were using like any, because it uses USB-C, so they were just using like other adapters they had at home, and they run into problems. So they recommend that you use the official adapter for Raspberry Pi, which is like 165,000 rupiah, the adapter. So it keeps adding. And then the hard drive, I mean, that's like what you really need, the hard drive and the SD. The case and everything else is just, if you know, it's better to have, but you can run it as, you know, with just the minimum. Yeah, but the SD, yeah, I pay like maybe 1,5 juta juga for the solid state drive. But it's because I'm in Bali, so I think prices are a little bit higher. For the people that are in maybe closer to Jakarta or Surabaya, or if you guys are patient enough, you know, saya kadang-kadang saya kurang kesabaran untuk wait. I was like too eager to get everything running, so I paid a little bit more. Yeah, that's like, so I think the total is like maybe close to 4 juta here in Indonesia to run it as I show you here. But if you really want to, you know, participate, have your own node, and yeah, it made sense to me, is what I'm trying to say. I recognize it's a little bit expensive, but the benefits that it gave me, it was like, oh, it makes sense to me. I don't know what else.
How can we own a bank with only 4 million rupiah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yes, yes, that's true. Oh yeah, I think I answer. Go ahead.
You need a lot of computers to run a traditional bank.
Yeah, betul. That's a good point of view, Mbak Pratiwi. Like, yeah, it looks like, oh yeah, spend
4 million.
Yeah, 4 million. But at the same time, yeah, it's the whole, yeah, your Bitcoin, you know, like your own bank. I have my own server, everything. Yeah, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It just shows how different is like in order to run the whole, let's think about this, like in order to run and keep track of all the transactions of fiat money in Indonesia, just one country, how much you will need, you know, like it will be gila banget. Jadi yeah, and I have like with 4 million, I have all the transactions of the world in Bitcoin. So yeah,
from the beginning.
From the beginning. Yeah, betul. That's just like insane. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm obsessed. I'm in love with Bitcoin, guys. What model do you use for the Raspberry Pi? Cedric tanya tadi. I said yeah, Raspberry Pi 4 model B yang recommended. Saya dengar ada orang yang pakai yang 4 GB RAM, tapi yang paling recommended yang 8 GB RAM. In my experience, it runs super well. It doesn't get overheated. Kalau teman-teman do your own research online, kadang-kadang akan baca ada problems dengan overheating. It gets too hot. Tapi menurut saya, yeah, I don't know. It's not too hot. You know, it depends on I think the place where you put it. I put it just in an open space in my room, and it's never too hot. It's not even when the hottest time was when it was downloading the whole thing, the first 3 days, but it was still good. No problem. Yeah. Any more questions?
Teman-teman ada yang mau tanya lagi nggak? As we wait, can I ask a question a little bit out of topic?
Yeah.
Recently El Salvador, that country, decided to use Bitcoin as a legal tender. What do you think? What will be happen with Colombia? Is there any news about it?
Colombia. I love my country, you know. I love my country. I love Colombia. I was going to say Indonesia. I love Colombia, but sebenarnya I think it's not ready yet. The political climate of Colombia right now is not as good for doing those kind of changes and those kind of decisions. And the problems that we're facing in Colombia right now, I think, yeah, are too complex. That is hard to think about like any rapid action. Anything can happen, but I think our politicians right now have. Yeah, I mean, I wish we could like really be ready to embrace the peer-to-peer money, the Bitcoin standard and all of this. Like I wish, but Colombia is recovering from a very long period of war, and there's like 2 big wars that happened in Colombia until just a few years. It was and still happening, but is the war with the guerrillas. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, and the war with the drug cartels, cartel narcoba. So I think there's so many things that need to be done, and the government is just not ready. I wish we had more efficient, but yeah, I hope it happens. There is big adoption of Bitcoin. So this is also the thing. There is big adoption of Bitcoin in Colombia. It just not regulated yet. It's just the government hasn't done anything. It has no ban it, has no regulated. It's just like it's too busy in other things. But there's a lot of people using Bitcoin in Colombia. In fact, you can buy many things with Bitcoin, many stores, restaurants. Yeah, we have Bitcoin ATMs. Yeah, many things like that happen in Colombia, just not to the level of law and regulation. Can you check how many transactions per day you verify on average? Is one of the questions. That's a good question. So the answer is all of the transactions that happen in a day. So I don't know how many, but so what the node does, it keeps a record of all transactions. It doesn't select. It's not like, yeah, it's not selective. It just takes all the transactions happening, then the miners take it as Mbak Pratiwi explained tadi. And yeah, it just keeps track of every block. So yeah, right now we are on the 694,000. No, oh yeah. It's so complicated. It's difficult to read, but yeah, it just keeps track of all the transactions that happen. That there's no, I don't know how many happen during the day. I don't know.
So the Getumbrel also don't show it. Don't show
No.
how many transactions.
No, it doesn't show.
Okay.
It shows you how many transactions per block. So if I go, maybe I could, ya kalau mau hitung mungkin ya bisa. Let me see. Manage.
Is that downloadable? I think if you want to analyze some data.
Jadi there's many apps that you can install on your Getumbrel node. So I'll just say a few. Like you can have, there is connection with Blue Wallet. There is connection with Samurai server. There's connection with many apps. But one of those apps that you can use is Mempool or BTC RPC Explorer. So if kalau teman-teman already know Mempool, you have your own app installed on your node. So you use the Mempool interface, but with the data from your node, from your own server. Yeah, Mempool. So I can show that. Let me see. Yeah, so if you guys can see the Mempool window I have here, this is actually no mempool.com. This is the Mempool application, but interacting with all the data that is on my node. So if you guys see even here, you guys see that the address is not mempool.com or whatever. It's just umbrel.local, and then it's opening. So I could see everything, like the upcoming transactions. If I want to see a block or a hash, yeah, I could see everything. So what I'm trying to say is that there's many applications that you could run once you have the node, and they keep adding more. So maybe there's new applications where you will be able to see all of that, because at the end it's just adding more ways to interact with the information you already have. All the information you need, you already have to answer these questions. It's just a matter of the interface needed to see it. And I think it will grow a lot and a lot. As I say, like last night, there was a new update with many other apps, and it just keep growing and growing. Yeah, the apps. Yes.
Apakah ada lagi yang mau tanya? Sambil menunggu pertanyaan, I think it is good. I think, what if you share a little bit about Paxful for us to have another option? how can we get Bitcoin, I think it will be such a good information adding to what we know it in the present, like from central exchange or mining. So I think you can explain more about Paxful and what do you do.
Of course, yeah. Well, let me explain. Paxful is not an exchange. Paxful is not. So Paxful is a peer-to-peer marketplace where people are transacting with each other. Jadi Paxful nggak jual Bitcoin atau nggak beli Bitcoin. There is no open book order book. There's nothing like that. Paxful lebih kayak OLX atau Lazada, you know, tapi untuk Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Jadi Bitcoin, Paxful adalah marketplace where you can meet other peers. Teman-teman bisa ketemu dengan orang yang lain yang mau beli Bitcoin atau yang udah punya Bitcoin, yang mau jual Bitcoin itu. Dan the users, mereka pilih metode pembayaran dari metode pembayaran yang udah available di platform, di Paxful, di marketplace-nya. Dan sekarang di Paxful ada lebih dari 400 metode pembayaran. Jadi kalau teman-teman mau beli atau jual Bitcoin not to Paxful but to other peers, you can pick what method you want to use. Jadi ada gift cards, like you can buy Bitcoin with a Starbucks gift card, you can buy Bitcoin with an Amazon gift card, you can buy Bitcoin with any gift card, with online wallets, with bank transfer, cash in person. So what Paxful does is connects peers that want to exchange, that want to trade with their currency. And our user base is more than 5 million users right now. So there is like people all over the world buying and selling. And when you connect to Paxful, you can kind of interact with that whole network of users, and you can see very good rates. Like you will find that in many places Bitcoin might be cheaper, or maybe if it's more expensive, then you can sell the Bitcoin and get profit from it, So it's like a free marketplace where, because of the free marketplace, we don't set the prices. So it's easy to find opportunity to buy cheaper or sell more expensive. And there's good. It's a good solution for translating money from one form of money to another form of money using cryptocurrency. Because if kalau saya punya US dollar di Amerika Serikat, saya bisa beli Bitcoin di sana pakai metode pembayaran yang di Amerika, mungkin Zelle, Cash App, bank transfer, gift card. Jadi saya dari mata uang US dollar saya tukar ke Bitcoin, dan nanti dari Bitcoin saya bisa tukar ke mata uang yang lain, ke peso di Kolombia atau rupiah di Indonesia, melalui satu trade dengan orang atau pengguna di Indonesia atau di Kolombia atau di Amerika Serikat. So that's how it works. It's very cool because you're actually meeting people and doing transactions with other users. So when you do a transaction on Paxful, you're talking to that person. So that's very cool. So biasanya kalau mau beli Bitcoin atau trade with Bitcoin di traditional exchange, nggak ada conversation, nggak ada orang ya. There's just like, okay, how much? Harganya berapa? Ya, berapa jumlahnya Bitcoin, berapa harganya, rate-nya. Oke, beli, oke, dapat. Tapi di Paxful, you go, bisa lihat offer-offer dari pengguna yang lain, dan open trade sama orang yang lain, dan bilang, oke, halo, selamat sore, aku mau beli, this is my bank account information, or where should I send the money? So it's really cool. It's like going to the roots of peer-to-peer, like talking to other people, and in exchange of in exchange for having to talk to someone, which I don't think is a hassle. I think it's really cool. But in exchange for that, you get many times you get better rates. And yeah, I've seen people selling Bitcoin for tokenless trick, you know. I've seen people, yeah, I've seen people, yeah, like trading Bitcoin for for a lot of crazy stuff, even for, yeah, for anything that they can do, even for like drawings, and soon maybe NFTs. There, it's very, very, very cool. You can set your own offers and your own terms, you know, your own rules. And then, yeah, maybe the last thing I can add is what Paxful does is connects you and the other member, and also provide the security, because we provide escrow service. So whenever the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is being traded, the Bitcoin is held on an escrow service. So that is safe. If you pay the person, that person cannot run away with the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is safe after you pay, and then you prove that you pay, the Bitcoin is released to you. So we provide the connection, the marketplace, and the escrow service.
Interesting. I think we have 2 more questions here from Dewi and Ryan, who just joined this conversation. Hi, Ryan. Okay,
Yes.
from Dewi, can we use Pi4 for another crypto such as Ether, Cardano, or something else? And then Ryan asking about, oh, that's my question as well. Do you have any kind of documentation on how you install the nodes? You say that it is open source, right? On the board.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So first, Getumbrel and BitcoinNodes is only for Bitcoin. You can do Bitcoin and Lightning, because Lightning is Bitcoin. It's not using other tokens. I don't know about other cryptocurrencies or tokens that allow you to do that. I figure maybe, but honestly, I don't know. This is what everything that we showed tonight is for Bitcoin only at the moment. And yeah. And then lastly, is the documentation. I think the best if you go to getumbrel.com. Let me see. I want to confirm. Getumbrel. Yes. If you go to getumbrel.com, you will find the instructions, like the step by step, and you will see, like, yeah, you can see how you can install on Raspberry Pi 4 atau di on Linux. So Umbrel, the operative system, can be installed either on Raspberry Pi 4 atau di Linux. So you have all the instructions, all the requirements. Yeah, and then maybe I can recommend, there's a channel, it's called BTC Sessions on YouTube, and he has like tutorial where he shows a step by step. Tapi ya mungkin siapa yang tahu, mungkin di Coinveritas nanti akan ada tutorial mungkin ya. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Mungkin ya. I think it would be very cool to see a tutorial in Bahasa Indonesia, you know. I think it would be very, very cool. So if you guys are watching this, maybe you guys can do it and record the steps and upload to YouTube as well. This is not a task of any company or Coinveritas or Pax. It's the task of the whole community, so everybody can participate. I think it will add a lot of value to the Bitcoin community in Indonesia. But yeah. And anything else?
I think kalau teman-teman nggak ada pertanyaan lagi, I think that's all for today. Maybe you can give us last statement, or like last statement, what we have to do to hold Bitcoin, or do you have any advice for people who are new in this investment?
Yes, I will say I will share this, and I really wish soon I will be able to do all of this in Indonesian. But what I'll say is, I'm from Colombia. I'm from what they call a third world country. You know, I don't agree with those kind of divisions, but it's what it is. So I'm coming from a country where whenever there is new technology, whenever there is new advancement, we always have to wait that the first world figures it out, and then when they figure it out and when they advance, then kami ikut, you know, then we follow. Like, okay, US udah ada internet, ada 3G, 4G, you know, and then now it's like 5G, you know. So when they do that, oh, then we follow. Oh ya, di Colombia belum, mungkin di Indonesia juga ya. Oh, di Indonesia belum ini. Oh, harus tunggu ya, belum dapat. Tapi the Bitcoin Bitcoin is available for everybody, and we don't have to wait for first world countries to figure it out for us to, you know, like then learn from them. No, we don't need to do that. We can learn ourselves. We can we can advance ourselves. We can create ourselves. We can, you know, like create solutions ourselves and grow. And we don't have to wait for anybody. I think that's the great thing. I think for any other technology, you always have to wait for infrastructure. You always have to wait for information to be translated, and like for so many things to be available in your country. But for Bitcoin, you don't have to wait anything. Everything that you need is there, is at the reach. So that's why in Africa, Latin America, and other countries, there is so much. I will say there is way bigger adoption. There is way more use cases. There is the advancement is way faster than in other countries, because we figure out this is our chance to not just participate on new technology, but take the lead, you know. So I believe Indonesia in Southeast Asia can take the lead in innovation and technology by just embracing knowing, understanding that there's nothing to wait. Everything is available. So yeah, what I will say is like, hey guys, yeah, learn. And then also, like, don't wait especially about buying or investing in Bitcoin. If you do your own research and if you understand Bitcoin, this is not financial advice. I'm sure like Mbak Pratiwi or me, we're not doing that. We're just sharing educational. But if you do your own research by watching these videos or other videos, other content, reading books, and you decide, okay, I'm interested, I want to buy, what I recommend is like, yeah, just do it. Don't wait for someone else to tell you again, or for the price to go up more. Like, just if you really understand, you did your own research, start buying small and then take it from there. You know, like look for opportunities like DCA, because we don't want, there's only going to be 21 million. So only 21 million Bitcoins, and you know, there's only 21 million Bitcoins. So the more we can get in the Southern hemisphere, I think it's better, because we really need this. The countries that have the more percentage of unbanked population, the countries that really need, everybody needs it, you know, but that really need it right now, the other countries will need it eventually when their systems maybe collapse, but we really need it right now. So the more we can huddle, the more we can accumulate in this side of the world, well, the better. I think is the better. So yeah, it's that would be my final words.
Okay, thank you, Lucas, for one more time for make this happen, to give us a new knowledge, a new information about Bitcoin. It's not about all-time high or about buy the dip, about hodl, but the interesting aspect of Bitcoin itself, which is becoming a Bitcoin, becoming our own bank. So
yes.
the world is changing, and the world is changing fastly. And I think if we are failed to adapt, I think we will be left behind. So do your own research as always, and what you have here, apa yang Anda dapatkan hari ini, yang pasti please recheck dan pastikan Anda melakukan riset Anda sendiri sebelum melakukan financial advice. So anytime if you want to ask anything about Bitcoin or about Getumbrel, you can reach out Lucas Velasquez from Paxful. He's available on Instagram as well, or also on Twitter, right? On Twitter.
Yeah, Lucas Velasquez, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas, for tonight. Hopefully I can meet you and your family in Bali sooner.
Yeah, and maybe I already say final words, but I'll just say I do it. It's not my business. It's not it. So to encourage you guys, it's just me wanting to learn and share knowledge. So yeah, there's nothing I will sell or anything.
Yeah. So generous of you. Yes, I know.
No, it's just because I learned a lot. Yeah.
Actually, I insist to I insist to make Lucas to share about Paxful, because actually before he only wants to share pure educational about Bitcoin and Getumbrel and full Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So
and
thank you for that.
Thank you guys. I really enjoyed it, and maju terus, semangat Coinveritas dan the Bitcoiners in Indonesia.
Okay,
thank you. Thank you. Bye, guys.
See you. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you for participating tonight, and see you until the next session. Bye.
Okay, mari.
Bye-bye.
Bye.